Hey everybody, I'll try it again. Brake drum forge has all been repaired and working again. And in fact, last night I was on the YouTube. Yes, I do surf it as well. And I saw another Fire Striker video by a guy. I'll put a link to his video, especially since I think it's like 2009, so he probably won't even notice or care. But the thing was, what I really liked, somebody had asked him a question about, he'd made a Fire Striker. He had made a Fire Striker, not anywhere near as ugly as this one, out of some 1/4-inch round spring stock, I guess, or some spring that he'd had somewhere. And he hardened it in the oil, swished it around, and it worked great. Well, if you watched my last video when I made this Piso Fire Striker from an old file, you can probably still see the files. You'll know that when I finished, it didn't work. Now, I had tried both oil and water to make it hard enough to throw sparks. It would not throw sparks. Somebody had posted a question and asked him if he would harden it the same way if he was using a file. And his reply was no, he wouldn't, that he would actually use water to quench it in. And at first I was like, yeah, right, whatever. But I kept reading, and what he said was you had to heat the water first. You had to get it hot. And so being who I am, I said, what the hell, I'll give it a try. So this morning, after fixing the forge and putting it all back together, I fired it up and got it going. And I used a large, just a chunk of iron. It's basically just iron. It's pretty worthless. But that was part of the supports for the forge. So that was leftover, and I don't care about it. So I kept putting that into the fire, and then, after putting it in the fire and getting it nice and red hot, I came right over here and I dunked it into this tub of water. Now it's pretty nasty looking. It's got a little bit of oil residue on the surface from other things I was trying. As you can see right next to it is my tub of oil. But I was testing the heated water option as described in the video. So what I did after getting it good and hot, and it's still hot now, it's not like, it wasn't boiling hot. I mean, it's hot. You wouldn't want to leave your hand in it for too long. I mean, it's not, but it was hotter then too, so that, because I had just finished heating it up, and it was pretty good and hot. It wasn't, it wasn't boiling hot by any stretch of the imagination, but it was good hot water. And so I heated this bad boy back up again, got it to where my magnet here would not stick to it anymore. And you can see I was messing around with it and overheated the end and melted that clean off. This time though, I got that piece of crap out of there before it stuck to the bottom of my forge and ruined my forge again. So I got it all out of there, and then heated up to where it wouldn't stick to my magnet on the end of my stick here. As you see, it sticks pretty good now. And I just quenched it into the water and swirled it around for a couple of minutes. And then the only other thing I did was, while it was wet, I just held it in front of my big fan just to cool it off quickly, so I could test it out. And I tell you what, it worked this time. Check it out. I'll show you the results. Hang on. Let's see if I can. I'll see right over here. All right, hang on. I'll give it a shot here. So here we have this piece of stone of some kind I found. I think it's flint, but I couldn't tell you how to identify flint exactly. All I know is it throws sparks. I found it at my aunt's house. And let's see what we can do here. Okay, the first time I had the camera too low. Couldn't see what was going on. So hopefully this time we can. See that? We're throwing some sparks. And there's my trusty old char cloth. And put it right there. Let's see if we can get a good angle on this. There you go. Oh. It's a burning. So I have turned, whoa, I dropped it. Hang on. So I have turned a failure into a success. Yay for me. So what we have learned is, if you're using a file to make a fire striker, you better use hot water to quench it in, to harden it. Apparently if you're using spring steel, you can use oil and it works fine. But for a file, you better use heated water. And that's pretty much all for Mr. I'll Try It. Take it easy. Bye.